Warning, this podcast contains mind control.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast's first look at Marvel's Jessica Jones. I'm your host Clio, and with me I have Rachel.
Hello.
And Dom.
How's it going?
Last one was there.
So I think we all need to just pat ourselves on the back for only watching one episode.
I don't know what to think of it. That's why I only watched one. I was just like, oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I don't know. Something about it just wasn't quite on.
Dom?
I didn't get enough.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not, overly excited for this. But keep in mind, I said the same thing about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which you fucking love.
I walked out of Guardians of the Galaxy doing the fucking dance that he was doing at the beginning of the movie. So, yeah, keep that in mind. My first impression is I'm not impressed. I'm interested, but not impressed.
Thank you, Debbie Downers. I fucking love it.
I don't know. There was just something about that. I guess maybe it's the way it went that I didn't like it. It's like I didn't like it, but I liked it, but I didn't like it. It was one of those things I could give or take, leave. Could leave it there. Or
there were a couple of things that were obviously set up, not explained. There's
right.
Even though she's got a voiceover for this, which I want to talk about a little bit. Even though she's got the voiceover, we sort of don't get as much concrete information that we did with Daredevil episode 1.
Right, no, because you mentioned the voiceover, and I definitely noticed that, and I thought it was very interesting compared to Daredevil, because Daredevil's got other, main characters to kind of play off of, whereas Jessica Jones, it's really her by herself. Yeah, she's got some friends and stuff, but, it's no Foggy.
She doesn't have friends.
She doesn't have Foggy,
Yeah. She does not have Foggy. She doesn't have Karen.
She doesn't have a counterpart. And so it's kind of, I think that might be that's a little off-putting. She doesn't have anyone to bounce things off of.
Yeah,
except for the druggy thief that lives in her apartment.
Malcolm?
Yeah.
No.
I love Malcolm. He's adorable for a drug.
There was something that was set up in the very, very beginning when the building she was. The beginning of the episode is kind of foggy to me. I remember the end very vaguely, very, very vividly, I should say. Very vaguely do I remember the beginning now. But I don't remember the building she was in, but whatever she was in, and they were talking about how they hired a lawyer or whatever. I'm guarantee you that that's going to end up being Daredevil. It's going to be Matt Murdock, the lawyer that they said that they hired.
I think that would be fucking amazing.
Yeah. Well, because from what I understand, I haven't read spoilers or anything, so I'd literally just watched this episode. But when this series was getting penned, they said expect a minor couple cameos from some of the other Marvel products, especially Daredevil. So
yeah. And so I wanted to say this right off the bat, and I just got wrapped up because I really like the show. But the way we're doing these podcasts, we're gonna do 3 for the Jessica Jones series. We're gonna do it just like we did Daredevil. So this is episode 1. We're just talking about Jessica Jones episode 1, aka Ladies' Night. I like that each title has AKA in front of it.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be the name of the show.
Yeah, I like that they changed it.
Yeah, I do too. I think it works. So we're gonna do this. We're just gonna talk about the first episode.
AKA first impressions.
We should change the title of our podcast.
Oh, there he goes.
But yeah. He's gonna do it. Okay.
I am.
But yeah, that's how we're gonna do this, and I hope it works. I don't know. I don't think we got too much feedback on how our Daredevil went. I really want you guys to, if you like this 3-part format, let us know. We kind of just want to ease into it. Like, this is the first episode. We're just going to talk about the setup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It didn't get really interesting until, I guess, she started having the flashback kind of things.
Yeah.
Until that started happening, it didn't get too interesting. I was just like, okay, first she's a creepy stalker. A drunk stalker.
I have to say, as a, film person, nerd, if you will, having the beginning be like a noir monologue. The music was like the trumpets and like the old, the 40s, and then she shoves the guy through the window like a noir movie, and I was just like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
The opening scene, I was so giddy because it was like a noir film, and I was just like, yes, this is awesome. And her door was perfect, it had the alien, and then she breaks it. It's like, oh, okay, well.
I mean, after everything she's been through, though, and like looking back on that at the beginning of the episode, when we get to the end, I'm not going into details between, but the door, like when she finally walked out of her apartment or whatever, I was just like, I feel even worse for her having the broken door now after knowing everything's going on and like what she's had to deal with. It's just like, why wouldn't you get this thing fixed?
Did you notice that on the cardboard box facing outward, it said fragile?
I did not notice that.
After I was like, okay, maybe I don't know if that was intentional, because as strong as she seems to, portray, she's actually quite fragile.
Yeah.
She's like, at any moment, she's going to break.
Yeah, well, it's her mind. She's already had someone violate her mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and I can totally see already why John loves this so much more than Daredevil, because it's about the psyche.
Yep.
So much more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And
I just like the whole nitty gritty of it all. Like that's what I enjoy so far out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the whole her stalking that guy. I mean, there's a reason, obviously, because it's not just for sex. Because she goes into the bathroom, sees that picture, and she just about busts out crying.
Yeah.
So obviously, but it's like if this girl was your friend, and let's say she died, you're screwing her man. Just what's going on?
Yeah, there's definitely something we don't know, and that's part of the...
Right.
I feel like we're, very close to an explanation. It's just, the first episode.
See, this format is very interesting because it's just like... with having them all drop at the same time, it's like, watch it at your own pace, whet your appetite, do it however you want to do it. Mm-hmm. And then it brings me to like all these other shows that we're watching, and especially just because we finished doing, at the time of recording this, we just finished doing the Heroes Reborn podcast, where they left us for a mid-season finale now with 3 episodes to go and like a 2-month break between them.
Yeah.
And it's like...
where we don't have any choice in that.
Yeah, it's like, I don't like that format anymore. Like, this should be the new format of television, but it's never going to be that way.
See, I think you can have it both ways. I think it in the future
Sean
it's going
Spencer.
to be... Huh?
I said, okay, Sean Spencer.
I've heard
on
it
some
both
shows, some
I have my
shows
side cup. What the what?
Boom.
In my head. Get out of there.
Boom.
And I think some shows would benefit from this.
Mm-hmm.
I could see Heroes Reborn actually would be probably really good at this.
It would.
Yeah. But I also think that there's definitely, I hope in the future it's going to be an artistic thing. Oh, this show would do well on Netflix where people can watch it at their own pace. Or we as the writers want to suspend you like this season of The Walking Dead. I'm not going to say any more, but that's definitely been we're going to leave you hanging for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
See ya. So I think it's definitely going to, I hope the future of TV is like that.
And
where
it's funny
the
because...
decision is artistic.
It's funny because Netflix before, like when Netflix was first a thing and they first announced, their first original series, it was kind of a joke. It's like, okay, that's a Netflix show, whatever.
It was.
And
was it House of Cards?
No, that wasn't their first series.
Orange is the New Black?
I'm gonna look. You guys keep going.
It's either Orange is the New Black or House of Cards.
I thought House of Cards was first, but whatever. Either way, it was fairly groundbreaking them doing it this way. And they've gotten, pretty good House of Cards.
Yeah, and I think Marvel doing their Defenders
House of Cards
series
is the first drama. That's not necessarily their first one. Turbo Fast, Kids.
Yeah, and I think Marvel doing their Defenders series on Netflix was a very good move. Not only because they can just drop a whole season, but also because they can have it rated R.
Right.
They can do whatever they want, which Daredevil, especially, because they started with Daredevil, and Daredevil's always been a really dark hero.
Yeah.
So having it in a setting where they can have it rated R.
Yeah.
Is perfect.
Yeah. No, I think the first the first original was House of Cards, but they picked up, I think, Arrested Development and might have beaten them out.
Arrested Development was picked up for a 4th season. It was a continued series.
It wasn't original. I think House of Cards was the first.
Yeah, House of Cards was the first adult one. There was Turbo Fast for Kids was the first one. And that's
about snails.
That's what made it seem like a joke. It's just like, really?
I guess
okay. And then House of Cards is announced as, this is on Netflix. It's like after Turbo, really? Like, I don't know. It's just.
There are some shows that I think can benefit from just dropping them all at once.
Most certainly.
And Marvel is definitely one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel is doing after Daredevil, Daredevil, I think I was kind of on the fence with Daredevil too. Like, I definitely liked it. I was comparing. I went into Daredevil with a little bit more high expectations from it because I had something to compare it off of. I went in. Off the Affleck movie, right?
Yeah, and you know who Daredevil is. He's kind of he's not so obscure as Jessica Jones.
But
going into this, I had no clue who she was.
Right, but knowing the format Marvel was in and everything that they've been leading up to Daredevil. And this was, keep in mind, this was before Age of Ultron. Because Ultron left a bad taste in my mouth. But that's neither here nor there. But everything before that is like, the direction that Marvel's been going into. When they announced Daredevil, I was like, I'm not even worried at all. Like, I'm actually really excited for this. And then you go into the first episode, you could compare it off the movie. And I was just like, this is way better. Jessica Jones, nothing to compare it off of. No expectations. First episode, not impressed. Not that I'm not excited, because I am. I want to see what's been going on with, her powers, why she stopped, using them as much. I want to see, what's going on with this mind control guy, like that whole thing. And
that's probably the only reason why I will continue watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. David Tennant.
Yep.
I've seen him as playing a villain will be very much a departure from what he usually plays.
And it's not just a villain. Like, they did a super good job of setting the tone in this first episode.
Yeah, they did. It wasn't until this character was even mentioned.
Terrifying.
Right. It wasn't until this character was even mentioned. Barely got to. We definitely haven't seen a face yet. But just the glimpses and stuff that we saw is enough, and it's perfect, and that is what got me interested. So everything that led up to, did not care about. As soon as this was the focus, I was like, okay, you got me.
Yeah. They had a normal trailer that looked great, and I loved it. But then they had the super dark, spooky trailer where Kilgrave is just being all evil and stuff, and I was just sitting there like, oh my god, what is this?
See, I avoided a lot of the trailers for this. I saw the 2 teasers. That's all I saw was the 2 teasers. The one where she walks into a bar and she's Joan Jett playing and beats the shit out of everybody in the bar. I saw that one, and then I saw the other one. I saw the other one where she walks down the street. I think she beats up a burglar and then jumps up 50 feet up, 50, whatever, maybe it's 50 feet, up onto fire escape. Mm-hmm. Those are the only 2 trailers I saw, so I really went into this blind.
Mm-hmm. I've only saw the one where she was in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I went into this like completely and utterly blind because I had no clue who she was. I had no clue what her powers were. Nothing.
Yeah,
and my husband linked me to a Wikipedia about her.
Yeah, she's also a relatively new character. Like within the last 5 years, she was created.
Mm-hmm.
So putting her, I think it's a good choice too. Putting her in the Defenders. I think she's gonna do well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of her not friends / people she knows in her life, I knew there was something with the
blonde.
Yeah, the host.
When they kept showing her picture everywhere, she kept like just kind of
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, there's something going on.
So they're sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Are they sisters? Okay.
Yes, I believe that their relationship is that they are sisters.
I didn't know if they were friends, ex-lovers. What, I had no clue because they didn't say.
Right.
So you're just like, what are they?
Yeah, because they said the street we grew up in, mm-hmm. is what for her, like the phrases she uses to get herself back to reality.
Right.
So from that, I figured they were sisters.
And probably separated herself after the mind control guy incident.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it sounds, from what it sounds like he likes targeting gifted people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I won't even say
to her.
Yeah, I won't even say that he falls into a routine. I won't even say that because this all seemed to be a trap.
It was
it was
a trap.
So he was intentionally bringing this other girl to places that Jessica would be able to identify. Mm-hmm. And I'm even convinced that he's the one that told the parents.
He's 100% the one.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. They said, he's got a nice accent.
A nice English accent.
Nice accent. It's like, oh,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, he definitely had set this up. And I think he wanted to see what she would do. Would she run? Would she stay? What would she do? Would she go back to him? What? Yeah, something happened between them. Obviously, something happened between them two that he can't let her go for a certain reason.
I love when she barges into the room and she's like, "You can't. He told you not to move." I wet myself. It's just like, oh god.
Yeah.
Like,
at first I thought maybe he like planted a bomb on her or something as soon as she left the room, But yeah.
No, it's all.
I was thinking the typical superhero villain thing, because that would be typical.
Oh, I feel like this is anything but typical. Mm-hmm. All this is gonna just be out of the box. But yeah, Hope, whose parents come to Jessica trying to find their kid. And I really liked the parents. I really did. Especially Bob. Bob was adorable trying to fix the door.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob is dead.
See, it's little things like that. It's little tiny details like that get me excited for it, because it's like they're spending time to develop a character, especially after you see what happens.
Well, because they can do this because they're dropping it all at once and they're cutting out the commercials. They don't have to make room for the commercials for the sponsors. They don't have to make room for those 2-minute every commercial and so many commercials per hour kind of thing. So they could put details like this in, which is amazing.
Yeah, just having him be one of those guys that can't let a project go. Like he's got it. It's not even his door. He doesn't live there, but he's determined to fix that door.
They're nice people from where were they?
Ohio.
From? Ohio?
Yeah. I think it was
nice
Ohio.
Ohio.
But it's not even that. Like, just that gives more character development than like anybody in season 1, episode 1 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That one guy trying to fix the door got more character development than anybody on that episode of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, like I said, there's a time constraint, and then
right. I get that. Yeah.
So that sucks. I mean, if this never came about, the Netflix, this thing, having their own original series and stuff like that never came about, we wouldn't have known any different.
So the lady who works at the journalism place, whatever, I wasn't even paying attention what like corporation she was CEO of, but Journey Hogarth, I don't know how to say her name. I don't remember them saying her name.
The lawyer?
No, was she a lawyer?
Yeah, she goes to her.
Oh, my bad. I don't know why I thought it was like a newspaper.
She goes to her and Jessica gets cases like, subpoenas and stuff like that to find people.
Right, because she served the guy who owned the strip club.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to melt him with her eyes.
And he believed it. He believed I had laser eyes.
I know, right?
That was such a good example of fitting this into the world of the Marvel Cinematic Universe without
comedy. Yeah.
Well, no, but with the whole, he's like, oh, you've got powers. I'm gonna tell people like you are gonna be blah blah blah. Like, definitely is within the tone of where the MCU is right now.
And she's like, do I look like I'm hiding?
See, I almost feel like this would fit a little bit better. Like, I don't know when timeline-wise this takes place, but in my headcanon right now, it takes place in the middle of Civil War.
No, I think it's taking place just before Civil War.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think so. I feel like...
Because I feel like that they're scared of people with powers.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen any real reason for that yet.
S.H.I.E.L.D. Right.
Okay, I guess
you haven't watched the season of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. So it definitely fits into what's happening in S.H.I.E.L.D. right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sorry if people are watching haven't seen S.H.I.E.L.D. yet. Oops. But yeah, there's definitely an air of being afraid of people with powers, of Inhumans specifically, but
right.
It doesn't seem like it's widespread. It's just kind of one of those underlying racist things, you know. It's not blatantly obvious.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It's there.
I also think that there are instances of Inhumans that have been televised. Like, we haven't seen it, but I feel like people are afraid of that.
Of course, it's always the bad ones that get the airtime.
I mean, and technically, isn't Heroes, isn't that a Marvel franchise?
What?
Heroes, isn't that technically Marvel?
I have no idea.
No.
It's either Marvel or DC. I don't remember which one. It's one of them. It's a subsidiary of one of those companies.
It's not Marvel.
I don't know. I don't want yours.
Because I was going to say, it's kind of paralleling what's going on there, too, so it'd be interesting if they're both taking place at the same time.
Who knows? Oh, now I was all looking it up. But yeah, I'll definitely give it a try. Just because I'm a little curious of how Tennant's going to play this. And it is interesting for that. So, I mean, I know the first episode is always just like setting things up. So.
Yeah. In terms of, if we're going to compare this to Daredevil, this is definitely a less actiony, because she's not a hero. Like, what we're seeing now, she's not a superhero. She's a private investigator. So,
yeah, and it seems like, she probably did work with the police force at one point. Well, probably find out what happened there. If I had to guess, it had something to do with the whole mind control.
Well, so. And if they're gonna go closely to the comics, she was a superhero. There was a time in her life where she put on a costume and a mask, and she was a superhero.
Well, in the wiki that my husband gave me, it said Avengers. So I don't know.
I can't.
I didn't read it. I just said, a little description of her and stuff. So
yeah, we'll be how we're gonna do is this is the first episode, first impressions. Then we're gonna do a series podcast, and then we're gonna do an MCU tie-in, all that good stuff. So we'll save that for the third podcast. All of the how she fits in and stuff. Seriously, the psychological stuff is crazy. I really liked the how she brought herself back with the streets and how she taught Hope to do the same thing. And it's like I knew like something was gonna happen. I didn't think that Hope would just straight up kill her parents.
No, when that happened, I was just like, I thought she blew off my head. Like, I had no clue. Didn't see it coming. Jessica didn't see it coming. It was great.
Yeah.
And when you knew something was wrong. Yeah. Afterwards, because she's just sitting there in the elevator, just clicking.
Yeah.
Afterwards, just click, 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 and she has that look on her face, and then she just looks at her and goes, "Why don't you smile?" I'm like, "Oh shit."
That's where the instruction ended because she snapped back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she sort of looked. She looked at Hope and she saw, obviously saw what she had gone through and was like, okay, this stuff helps me. Let me, tell you what I know.
Right.
Go through your streets. Take deep breaths.
And I mean, obviously,
it's not your fault.
At some point, they thought he died because her sister or whatever she was like, he's dead. You saw the death certificate. Oh, that doesn't mean anything in these universes.
Yeah, that is very true. It don't mean shit.
Death is only a setback. It's only temporary, Unless you're there, see the body, see the head decapitated from the body, or the heart out of the body. He's still alive. He's still alive.
And we don't actually know how far his abilities go, like just exactly what they are.
Right.
If it's just suggestion, because
it could be.
I didn't read up on him because I wanted to stay as
Yeah, as true to first impressions as possible.
Yeah. So, at first, from the teaser from the trailers, I thought that he was just psychic, but now watching this, I feel like his power is the power of suggestion. Like he tell you to do something, you'll do it.
Right.
It's like, well, what
less of like him literally being in your head and more of getting in your head by making you do things.
Right.
Well, like she said, she goes, I like didn't want to do the things, but I did them.
But I wanted to.
But I wanted to, it was like that turn, like she had her conscience still, but she had this compulsion to do it, even though she knew she shouldn't do it, but she still had this compulsion to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah. More of like that whole suggestion thing, keeping their brain intact, that they know basically what they're doing, but they still have this compulsion to do it. Like she knew, when she was laying in the bed, she knew it was wrong to be just laying there in the bed, but she
just staring at the clock, waiting for him to come back.
But she, at the other time, she knew she should get up, but it's really weird. It's with whatever it is, it's fucking with your head.
Yeah, I hope we get. I mean, I know we're gonna get more of how his powers really work.
And we have to.
Yeah, because I was wondering, and since we don't know exactly how his powers work, because we're gonna find out. But was what she was seeing, like him licking her face, him being there, him telling her things, was that her PTSD or was that him actually?
He's still in her head.
Oh yeah, obviously, like the aftermath, he's still in her head. But is he physically in her head right now, or is it?
I don't think so.
Mind?
I don't think so. I think it's her remembering, and when she starts remembering, she acts like she's drunk, even though when she's drunk, she doesn't act like.
Well, is one of her powers she's able to recall stuff that happened, like stuff that was there, right?
What do you mean?
Like, so when she went into the restaurant and the guy was explaining oh, they sat back here and they had this. She walked over there and she saw it happening.
I think that was just...
Was she reliving her memories, or was she...
Yeah, that was her memory.
That was her memory.
That was memory of her and him sitting there, and that's what he said. What, are you having a good time? She's like, yeah. He goes, then why don't you smile?
Mm.
Yeah.
And then that's when the whole, when she goes, why don't you smile? Like,
yeah, so when she was walking through the apartment and we kept seeing the flickers of him, I think it's literally of the last time she was in there walking through the apartment and he was standing there with his hand on her shoulder or something. So I think all those times that we saw that, I think that was just the flicker memories.
Yeah, I think it could go either way. We'll have to see how his powers actually work. But what was I going to say? In terms of her being drunk, I absolutely loved when she woke up to the couple at the door, and she was like trying to be all professional and just be like kind of like slurring a bit.
Yeah.
Like she composed herself pretty well.
The police recommended you to me?
No, that's not unusual.
Yeah, that's what makes me think.
She was really good at like composing herself, but still you could tell like she was drunk.
Yeah. I mean, what was up with her and the bartender?
That's what I'm saying. I think
Luke Cage. Motherfucking Luke Cage.
Well, that's what I was saying. Well, she did the dirty with him, but then walked into the bathroom and saw the picture of me, possibly an dead friend of hers that was dating him. And it's like, dude, that's just fucked up. If that's your friend, you just screwed your friends.
Well, yeah. I think what it is Dead Lady was one of because I know sort of stuff that Kilgrave has made her do. They haven't said it in this first episode.
Oh, that's his name, Kilgrave?
She's connected. Jessica Jones is... What'd you say?
I said that's his name, Kilgrave?
Yeah, Kilgrave.
Okay.
She says it. I think Hope says it. But something that Kilgrave makes her do is connected to Luke Cage's Dead Lady. And I don't want to say exactly what it was.
Well, yeah, I had exactly that. Yeah, he did. He made her do some things that she didn't.
I feel like he made her abuse her powers, and that's kind of the reason why she hasn't really been using her powers.
Yeah.
So.
And it seems like she's been running from him.
Yeah.
Or the memories of him.
She's been definitely running from the memories, which is why she drinks so much.
From somebody who's so scared of him and so petrified of him, I don't know why she's still like in the same area that she was when it happened. Like, she's not far from like. I wouldn't even be in that same state if I was in her position.
I think, she thought he was dead.
Yeah, I guess.
It was over.
She saw him, quote unquote, saw him die, but yeah.
I wouldn't stay. Too many memories. I'm just like, I don't want those.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Something I loved was seeing streets, areas of Manhattan that I know and have been to a lot. And it is very funny. I was like, oh, hey, I know where that is.
Yeah, it's in Hell's Kitchen.
On the West Side.
Oh, it's in Hell's Kitchen.
Not exactly. Not exactly.
She's not far from Hell's Kitchen, though.
Not far. On the West Side, in the area. Not quite. Some places were, yes, right in Hell's Kitchen. Some were not. But, she's going around doing her thing, so. So
she's pretty close to Matt Murdock.
Yeah. And so I was like, have I been in that bar? Have I been in Luke's bar? I might have. I can't remember. I've been to a lot of bars in Manhattan.
But you're going to be going soon. I know that much.
That is mostly true.
She's going to go take a picture in front of that.
Is there a man named Luke Cage working here? Can I be a superhero too?
Just take a picture, Photoshop yourself in with Luke Cage from spliced in from the show.
Yeah.
Like, have you in the I could see you right now getting a screenshot of her and him talking out of the bar and position the camera so you can just splice yourself in where she was. I could see you doing it.
People have done that. They've taken images of Avengers and Captain America in areas of New York and just put the pictures in the right angle with the scenery.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. It's beautiful. I love it. I might do that, actually. It's a good idea.
There you go.
Someone hasn't already beat me to it. But yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about this episode.
We know what she's doing this weekend.
You know what I'm doing tomorrow.
She's going tomorrow.
What do you mean? It's still early. It's only 11:45. Bars open for
Star cake and sleep.
Bars open for 2 more hours.
It would take me 2 hours to get there, to be fair.
That is true.
So.
Oh, there you go.
That's all for this. I can't wait for when we do the next podcast. Yeah. I can't wait to talk about it some more. Rachel, where can people find you?
They can find me at Twitter at Savannah17 and at Twitch at Savannah.
Dom.
You can find me down below at PHENOMEDOM Phenomenadom.
And you can find me at Cliomoto on the socials and on Twitch at the Cliomoto. And you can find all of us at ASO TV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows. If you haven't seen our Daredevil podcasts.
Sorry.
There were 3 of them. You can go check that out on our YouTube channel. And until maybe next week, probably next week, when we'll have seen the rest of Jessica.
The rest. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye?
Bye-bye.